So with me now is Josef Gluck. He not only survived the attack, he is being hailed as a hero this morning for helping stop the attacker. Joseph, thank you so much for being here. I can't imagine your pain. I'm just so sorry.
Thank you.
What would you like to tell everyone before we get into the details of the horror that you encountered and helped stop? What do you want America, the world, to know about your community in Muncie?
I would like them to know about the community. We have a very tight community, a close-fit community, and I have just a challenge why they refer to it as mental illness. If my view would be, if somebody would be mentally ill, should come in and give out $100 to all the congregants, not to come out and try to make a massacre. That's not a mental illness. That's a absolutely heinous crime. It's not a mental illness. How do you refer to it?
Joseph, if you could take us through moment by moment, because I read in the New York Times that you said the attacker screamed at you specifically and said, I will get you. Walk us through the moments as you remember them.
I was sitting in the rabbi's dining room just when the rabbi finished the candle lighting ceremony, when the attacker came in. He first stood in the entry room. He started hitting people right and left with his big machete knife. I don't know what it was. And then that's when I started to run out through a side door together with all the people in the dining room. We ran out through the back of the house, through the back of the door, the back door outside. I ran back to the front door to see if I could help anyone from the other side. That's when. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. That's when I came back in. The elder guy who had the brain fracture was still standing there bleeding, and I asked him, "Let's go, come out." The guy's still in the kitchen. The attacker's still in the kitchen. Let's go out. He said, "I can't. I'm bleeding. I can't." That's when I saw him coming back towards me. I ran out, and I saw that he went to the old guy. I came back in, grabbed the coffee table that was on the floor, hit him in his face. And that's when he came back outside after me. He told me, "Hey, you, I'll get you." And he started walking towards me, and I was running. I was going before him like a few feet, screaming, "He's coming, he's coming." Everybody in the synagogue should run away. He went almost to the door of the synagogue. He reached for the door, it was locked. He went to the next door, it was locked too. That's when he walked down a side street towards his car. I didn't know where he was walking to, but I walked with him slowly. He sat into his car. I looked for his plate number, called 911, and I came back up the street. The police officers were already there.
Wow. I think we all wonder what would we do in a moment like that. And many of us, I think human nature is to run away, and you ran toward and you grabbed a table and threw it at him and then followed him to his car to try to make sure authorities could apprehend him. It is beyond commendable. Thank you for doing that. As I understand it, there were children, there were even babies in the home as this is happening. Is that right?
Ages 2 months to 80-year-old.
So I can only.
The rabbi had a couple of maybe 20 grandchildren in the house. All his kids were there.
All of those children, and you can imagine mothers and fathers grabbing their babies, running, looking for help. We just had the head of the Anti-Defamation League on last hour, and we have Governor Cuomo on next hour. I wonder what your message is to the governor of New York, who has called this clearly an act of domestic terrorism. What is your message to him? What do you believe authorities, lawmakers should do in response?
Condemn acts of violence always in the hardest way possible. And our local officials should also condemn every time there is an act of violence. And they shouldn't be calling out differences between races and to try to ignite hate between races and communities between one and another. We should all unite and do God's work.
Let me ask you this.
I'm not trying to say make everybody,
As a Hasidic Jew, do you feel that you specifically are being targeted because of the fact that faith is so much a part of your life and part of how you dress, your appearance? Do you feel unsafe daily now as a result, and like you are even more of a target now?
No, I don't feel like I'm the target. There might be some lone wolves here and there, but I don't feel like I'm the target. Yes, of course, somebody who wants to attack a Jew, he's not going to go around and look for a liberal Jew who doesn't look like a Jew. How is he going to identify him as a Jew? He'll first go around to find the first one dressed to the nines, as I would call it, and try to attack him. But it doesn't mean that I'm not safe here, less safe now than I was last month, last year, that I'm going to be next month. I believe we're all in God's hands. Nothing we can do will change it besides prayers and doing good deeds. That's the only thing that could change anything from evil to good.
What would you like in terms of protection for the community? We again heard the head of the ADL say the Jewish community is under attack, and the pattern that we are seeing, especially in this region, especially in New York, is undeniable.
I don't know. I'm not an expert. I have no clue.
Do you feel like a hero this morning? Because that is certainly how it appears to all of us.
I don't feel like a hero. I feel God is a hero. He sent me in the right place in the right time, and He gave me the right set of mind. I don't know why. I don't know if I would have done it tomorrow or yesterday. In that exact moment, that's what God gave me, and that's how I reacted.
Before you go, could you tell us a bit more about the children in the home and their reaction? Obviously, there were infants, but I assume also toddlers, some younger children. What was it like going through this and seeing their faces in the middle of it?
I'll tell you that my kids didn't sleep last Saturday night. They came into my bed. They couldn't fall asleep till yesterday late afternoon. This night they were all in my bed. They couldn't fall asleep till 2 a.m. Afraid they were not even there. They just heard about it from me, and they were there 2 hours later. They were traumatized.
Yeah.
But a lot of local kids, they're so shaking and vomiting blood a few hours later from fair. There was one kid hiding in the entry room behind the coach. He just threw a pile of coats on his head to hide from it. I believe he didn't come out from his home till now. And there's a lot of adults traumatized.
My goodness. I am so sorry. We are all so sorry, and also so grateful to you for what you did, Josef. Thank you very much.